Okay guys, it's Andrea. I'm back with another video for you guys. As you can tell, I'm a little stuffy today, sorry. It's almost 8:30, it's 8:25. I've been up for about an hour and a half-ish. So I have the tank in here now. I just brought it in. It's really small. I got some of the rocks in there. I have some marbles to put in there. And I just found out our little pump that we used to have in the big tank, actually it was in the little tank at first, is broken. So I threw that away. I kept a little, pieces of it because I can use that for another little pump, that I don't have right now, but hopefully I'll get one. So this is a kind of iffy process at the moment. There's a few things I still have left to do. I got my laundry in the washer, and I'm just kind of getting stuff ready. I'm going to clean up over there, just because I don't want him to feel too out of place. He has some outdoor rocks, but they have been cleaned, so they won't make the tank disgusting, even though I'm pretty sure the water that we're getting isn't going to be the cleanest, but that's okay. So, here soon, the little girl and the tank will have a little buddy, but right now, I'm just going to make sure that they will get along, and so yeah. Oh yeah, so yesterday I said I had turtle names. I do. So they aren't too much of the best names right now, but he does need a name. So I do ask that you guys leave them in the comments. I'm not 100% sure if you guys did. I'll go look here in a few. But we have Cranky, Crazy, Happy, Tony, and Terry. I'm thinking one of the top three. Someone told me Tony is a better name than Terry. I agree. I don't too much like the name Terry. But we'll see what his name ends up being. So leave in the comments what you guys want a name. Any name that ends with Y and rhymes with nutty and crabby. So with the E, like Y being E, obviously. So I'm super, super excited. My grandma basically told me you're gonna do what you want anyways. And yeah, I was gonna hopefully bring him home anyways. I do need to figure out where I'm going to plug this pump in, because I have the pump up against that wall basically, which is not in there. Here, I'll just show you guys the tank setup right now. So this is kind of iffy over here right now. So inside the tank, here are the rocks, right, and the stickers. This is the big rock that he can sit on, and then something just made a printing sound. And then right here, I don't know if you guys can see or not, but right here, in this empty spot, is where the pump will go, and that is up against that wall, kind of. I'm not really up against it, but, the tank is kind of just sitting in the middle of an area. It's kind of like an island, I guess you could say, because it's literally like the middle of it's literally, oh dear, stop, what is it doing? There we go. Why won't this stay now? Okay, so, it's on a crate, as you guys can tell, and you can see kind of underneath the rock somewhat. But, yeah, I'm just going to finish that up this morning, and I'll probably upload this video before I leave, and I'll upload another one, while I'm gone, or not while I'm gone, but when I get home, and show you guys him, maybe, if he's kind of calmed down. My hand just popped. But my other phone is in the bathroom, because I carried the tank in here and then I just stayed. What else was I gonna get? Where's the other rocks? Oh. Okay, so my sister's still sleeping. Oof. Ow, my toenail. So really what I'm just gonna do is just finish that up and leave it like that. I just sat on my phone. Whoopsie. So I'm just gonna do that, and we'll see what actually happens. Oh my goodness. Stop. Okay, me and this phone is about to fight. So basically, just gonna put the rocks in the marbles in the tank, and just going to let them sit there and dry out, hopefully, because there's tap water, and apparently I can't use tap water for him right now, which is totally fine. Just gonna have to break him, like, slowly, keep adding, like, tap water, and I don't only add tap water sometimes. I have bottles of water, that I get from the school sometimes. Ugh. Why is this not working? So, I have that, and I add that into the tank sometime. Like, whenever I'm done with it, or it's been sitting there for a little bit, I'll dump that out into the tanks. So, I'll do that sometimes as well. So, they don't only just get tap water, which we put a chemical remover in sometimes. The big tank, which takes so much more chemical remover. But in a 10-gallon tank, it's like one lid of it. So it's really not that much that we put in, but it's enough to clear that. And there obviously won't be too much water in the tank with him due to the fact that he is so much smaller. But whenever we know that he's okay, that he can swim, because some turtles, you think they're water turtles, but they aren't, so you kind of got to keep a closer eye on them at first, which is what we do with our turtles. Like with Nutty, I knew that he was a water turtle because he came in water. He was in a puddle when they found him. He was then raised in water, but we also had a lower level of water with him because he was so much older. And then Krabby, the current turtle we have, she is most definitely a water turtle. She was actually almost dead when we got her. My cousin had her, and she was a year old when we got her. She was like this big around, and if you don't know, a year-old turtle should be much bigger than that. But she was a store-bought turtle, these last two. My turtle was not store-bought, and this one obviously is not store-bought as well. So she came from a pet store, and the other two have not. So with that being said, he isn't going to be used to being kept in captivity, especially in this smaller tank, but that's just where I have to have him for a month or a couple weeks, or just something, a small amount of time. Not really a small amount of time, like a big enough amount of time to where I can monitor him and make sure he's okay. I mean, I'm sure he's okay, and I'm sure he'll be okay. I just want to make sure nothing will go wrong within me having him in at this time, and I want to make sure he will adapt perfectly fine to being in captivity. And if not, then it's totally fine. I have a creek right down the road. I'll just drop him off there. Do I wish to do that? Definitely not, but if I can not get him to adapt or to be okay inside a tank after him being in the wild for over a year, you know, it's the best thing to do for him. And if that means me naming a turtle and him having to be sent outside again, that is fine. I'm totally okay with that. I say that because I love animals enough to where I don't want to put them at danger of bringing them inside and them not making it. And that is what we could possibly be looking at. So, yeah. I'll be right back, guys. Promise. Sorry, I don't know what I had to do. I just wanted to take a moment and think of what else to say. Okay. So, I probably have said this already. He'll be in this tank for just a little bit, and then he will be put into the bigger tank if I don't have enough money saved up and I can get him a bigger tank, which I doubt I will at this time. But it is okay. He can go in the bigger tank with the other turtle, which is obviously going to be bigger than him, and she's never been in a tank with a turtle smaller than her and younger than her. She's been in a tank where she's outgrown the other turtle, because my turtle was much, much bigger than her when we first got her. And she was put in the little tank with him right away. So all the things inside the tank right now, the big tank, are actually, like the 2 bricks and the little hide under rock thing is mine. It was actually Nutty's. That's what he came with inside the little tank, which it took up one whole side, which, again, that's totally fine. That gives them less room to play or to run around, but they need something to sit on. So I have another thing in the big tank that I am thinking about taking out and putting in the smaller tank, because she doesn't use it. She just moves it around with her wherever, you know, she pushes that, because that's what she was raised with. She was raised with that little, it connects to the wall, and it is like a rock to sit on. She was raised with that. That was hers. She did come with that, but I do believe I am putting it in the little tank. I feel like the big tank is claustrophobic right now until I get the other pump out, because it's currently not working. So I need to buy new pumps, but I'm not going to worry about buying new pumps right now. I'm going to wait, and Audrey can buy her turtle a new pump if she pleases. But, you know, it's whatever. Sometimes you're just going to have to continue to replace stuff. You got to replace food. That's one thing that you have to do. You don't necessarily have to have a pump. I do, because I don't clean the tanks as often as I should. I also need that water sound to put me to sleep. So it is very helpful for me. But you are supposed to keep the water at a certain level. And we have a heater in with her, of which we will not be putting in with him for a while, I do not believe, unless we get one today and it is capable of fitting in the little tank. But I'm not putting, you know, up to this much water in there, because the tank is only like this big. So I'll put like this much water in, just enough for him to get used to being inside of a tank, and for me to be able to make sure he's okay. I do believe I am taking one of the things out because it is a crab, and that is crabbies. but she's the only turtle that we could find a specific rock for that was capable of being hers, and it was Crabby. There was like 3 of them, Crabby, and then 2 crabs, or just 2. It was Crabby and a crab. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta go with what you can get. So then we got Surf's Up things, but that will not be going in with him. I know that for now. I don't even know where they are, to be honest. But I'm super excited. I get to go over in a little bit. I need to message my sister and make sure she knows 9:30. It says I have a message. Oh, I do have a message. But it can wait. Okay. So, okay. Can you come get me at 9:30? Question mark? Oh, nope, go back. Nope. Question mark, send. So, I have a lot more to do. Not really a lot more. It's 8:42, so I need to, finish putting those rocks in there so they can sit. They'll sit all day, but I just want to make sure that they'll dry up the tap water. The tank is kind of dirty at the bottom, but with that being said, he is an outdoor turtle, so he is used to that, and that is what they live from. So I'm going to allow that to stay at the bottom of the tank. I did get the majority of that out yesterday, but because I want him in a cleaner environment, because it's so much harder to clean when there is dirt in them. But it's okay. If there's dirt, it's totally fine. You get used to that when you got to clean a big tank with the turtle who don't get her tank cleaned very often. But as soon as summer gets here, things will be a little bit different, and I can take time and clean out their tanks, dump out the water, and let them sit and let them play outside. Especially having a new turtle being inside that has never been inside before. I mean, he's been inside recently, like yesterday, but he hasn't been inside before then, so he will be able to go outside and play and just have this little bit of an environment back, but I'll have to keep a closer eye on him. But that's not right now. Sorry, the camera my phone stopped recording. But I'm going to go ahead, get this video put together, and get it started while I am finishing up doing what I am doing. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you guys in a totally different video, though. So I'll see you guys then. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments turtle names. Thank you, guys. Bye, guys.